Hey, everybody. How are y'all? I have a special message tonight. Oh my gosh, let me say hello to my girls that have showed their support already. They're online right now. Lanita Bryant, howdy. I love you too, beautiful angel. Mickey G, oh my gosh, how are you? Oh Lordy, you know I love y'all's names. I love to see you pop up. Um, I wanted to tell y'all, to all the mothers out there, I think you're pretty spectacular. And I'm saying this because I would love to know what you feel. I think you are awesome. I know that you sacrifice a lot. And I just want to say thank you so much to all the mothers. And then I may have this position wrong. I was a stepmother, and I know what it's like to. Oh, thank you, Mickey G. I'm so happy to see y'all too. Um, I was a stepmother. And that was the most fulfilling, precious feeling in the world. And nobody around me understood it. They thought, Lord, she's trying to steal the real mother's thunder. That was not even, I got a spot on my computer. That was not even what I was doing. You want so bad to feel the feeling of, you know, of that nurturing thing. It has nothing to do with competing against the real mama. So to all you real mamas out there that has a stepmother to your children, uh, try to remember that they're not competing with you. They just want to feel that nurturing thing. They want to feel needed. They want to feel needed. Now, I'm not saying 90% of them's perfect, but I know that I tried really, really hard to um, be a mama, to have that feeling of being a mama. So now I just do it with fur babies. Okay, let's see, what do we got now? We got hello from Sandra Piper. Hey, Sandra. Marion L. Bott. Hey, darling. Okay. um Anyways, I just wanted to throw that in there, and of course that goes for fathers. How hard they work, y'all. Don't make me repeat me having to drive down the road and look at men out there in 9-degree weather or 20-degree weather, and they're working so hard. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what would that feel like for me? So I know all the hardworking men, all the hardworking mothers that keep going when they want to lay down in the bed and not get up. They're exhausted. Uh, just they were on my mind tonight. I want to say that they all mean so much to me. And of course, our military, our law enforcement. But don't forget that little thing I said about stepmothers and stepfathers. Sometimes all they're wanting to do is just feel the nurturing need. It has nothing to do with taking the place of the parent. They just want to feel needed and to feel what it's like to get to experience having a child, even if it's not their child. So keep that in mind, because that was a big deal to me when I was a stepmom. Anyways, okay, all about today. I got my notes so I won't forget. If you're 18 or older, join the show. If you're not, ask your parents. You're not supposed to be watching if you're not 18. Okay. All right. One more thing. We all have different opinions, of course. And so I wanted to tell y'all that let's just say, I'm going to throw out names. Let's just say John don't like Mary and Mary don't like John, but there's a friend in the middle that's name is Fred, and both of them love Fred. So Fred is trying to get along with everybody. Y'all remember to go straight to the horse's mouth before you just dismiss somebody, okay? Talk to that person yourself before you dismiss them, because sometimes it's just a miscommunication. These are things that were on my mind tonight before I did my final, so important announcement. Um, Also, I did work for this company for 3+ years when I had my sighting. The day I had my sighting, I told you I had to go back the following day. I just had to make sure it wasn't my eyes, that it wasn't just something that I had just maybe dreamed up or something or hallucinated. I had to go back just to find out if that was just me making a wrong, assumption, or maybe I envisioned something wrong when I pulled up in that yard. And so I went back the next day, served the papers and all, and that's when everything unfolded. That was the last serve that I did, y'all. I never served another court document after that day. It can put you in a place where your mind does not want to go. You don't want to even think of telling anybody. But what else was I supposed to do? Because you want people to know that these things are real, they are out there. I have a lot of young nieces and nephews. Shoot, I have nieces and nephews from little all the way up. And I just want my sisters and my brother in laws to know that they need to accompany them to the woods or camping or swimming if they're ever near any kind of forestry. Um, Let's see. I want to make sure I recognize everybody. Mickey G, I've never seen a Bigfoot or a dog man, but no, they are out there. Mickey G, to my Lord Jesus, and everybody knows I love my Lord Jesus. They're out there. I tried so hard to prove it wasn't what I seen. Like I'm telling you, I told you, tried to clean my windshield and everything else I could do just to prove that these things didn't exist. And when they did, I always wanted to say, that's so strange to me about the haircut, like somebody had laid a bow across that one that was in the ivy. It just was so straight, like somebody had cut it with scissors. So it made me wonder what kind of creatures can cut the other one's hair or their own hair so straight. I mean, stuff like that pops in my mind. The biggest thing would be they make their own headdresses out of deer antlers. I mean, who's ever heard of that? So I wrestled with it all. Um, Marianne Blythe, I'm so glad you're here, darling. And I'm so glad that you believe because you'd be right. And karma, y'all, karma. Ask me, I know. I told y'all that I was going to be honest with you from the beginning. Pat Garrett, hello, sweet darling. How you doing? Oh my gosh, there's a name I hadn't seen in a while. Pat Garrett. Woo, I could salute that feller. He's a good feller. Um, but I just wanted to tell y'all that it is very embarrassing to have come out like this and told people, because you don't want to be made fun of and you don't want to be ridiculed, but I need my family to know, hey, this is not something made up. This is something that people are really seeing. And don't give up because karma, unfortunately, has found me so many times in the past. And it will the people that are being skeptical, being rude, and really ridiculing others. You know that. So it's just a matter of time before they find out themselves. And science, of course, is in the process of proving it today. So, anyways, Lord of mercy. Oh, I love when the hearts fly. Y'all made my hearts fly. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you before I get to my big thing was that I served over 300 serves in my 3 years, okay? And that's a lot of driving, y'all. Some of these were hours away, like 3 hours away. And so when I say that I had been to all these addresses all over Alabama, and then right here, 25 minutes from my house, I see these things. There weren't just two. And so, when you got them spread out everywhere, that's why I did this, took pictures because I thought, Lord, if they're all in front of me and I see the two, but what if they're more and I can't see them? So that day I seen the two until I got home and checked my camera. That's when I seen so many much more. Okay. Mickey G, Southern Belle, I was told from a small age that the ghost I was seeing or have seen that it was all in my head. Mickey G, karma, karma. Uh, I believe that things are so unexplainable. And I believe that we keep searching for things that we can explain, and we want to know right then what's going on and how to explain it. And there's no way. So just know that you're not crazy, that other people can sense and feel, and they, they see things that I can't see. And I am never, do you hear me, ever going to say, no, you didn't. I've been, like I said, karma. I was the one on the couch going, ha, that looks ridiculous. There's no way that's a Bigfoot, you know. And there's no such thing. Anyways, but I'm telling y'all, there's such a thing. And you need to understand that these things are living and breathing. They're raising families. There's good and bad. Um, and so you need to know that I have felt ghosts and seen real ones. Um, I just didn't believe in all that. And now my eyes are karma. What I tell you. Anyways, so I was just telling y'all, out of 300 plus serves working for this company for 3 years, I'm telling y'all that I could have made this mess up to any address I went to. Some of them were so secluded and so far out that, I mean, it was crazy. I could have just made up an address. Y'all, Piedmont, Alabama, eat up with these things. You hear me? And so that's where I got that, even though specialists and scientists say that there's only, what, 4,000 in the United States? Not when you've got 10, 15 in one yard in Piedmont. I'm sorry. I think their families are growing. That's my personal opinion. All right, here goes. Is everybody ready for the announcement that I got this morning? Okay, let me make sure. Hey, David. Oh my gosh, David. I'm going to put you on the spot. Since you're here, David Blaylock, what you doing? Um, David was asked weeks ago to contact me. Look at my eyes. To contact me about an interview. I'm still waiting. Anyways, okay. And by the way, to all my friends that are supportive and kind, y'all better reach out. I'm not going to beg you. You need to reach out and be nice. Okay. So reach out to me. CWLENAGARETT@gmail.com. Or you could call me because I know plenty of y'all has my number. And let me know if you can be on my show or not. I would love to know about your sightings. And yes, David, weeks ago. Anyways, okay. So I was just letting you know, if I was going to make that mess up, it would have been within that 300. It would have been, and it happened right there 25 minutes from my house. So that was just important for me to tell y'all. And don't forget, I understand that some people, for different reasons, have to put their animals on chains. I understand that. I understand it's to protect other animals and stuff like that. But if you're in a secluded area, be careful because they will become prey because there's no way for them to get away if they're on a chain. Uh, and so here we go. Okay. This morning, when I arrived home from work, this morning, let's see, Mickey G, I'll try to email you soon at Southern Belle Bigfoot. If not, I'll send text my email for you to email me. Thank you, Mickey G. Y'all all that have had sightings and testimonials need to reach out because I'm telling y'all, I'm striving really hard to get my 1,000 subscribers so I can do more with my channel. And so tell your friends and your neighbors. Say, look, you don't even have to watch her, just subscribe. Anyways, maybe one day they'll get on here and think, Lord, she's just silly enough to be funny. Anyways, and by the way, I did not name myself Southern Belle Bigfoot. Somebody else called me Southern Belle Bigfoot. And I said, Lord, that's just silly enough to be plumb cute. Anyways, but yeah, I got home from work this morning and I worked 15 hours. got home, got comfortable, was on my couch, and my phone rang. And I, of course, did that thing, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I said, "Oh, Lord, have mercy." I've told everybody that knows me that I work third shift, have mercy. It's like nobody wants to listen when you say, "Hey, I work third." If you're going to call me, make sure that it's before, excuse me, it's between like 8 and 9 o'clock a.m. or either when I wake up, I have to be awake at about 6:30 or what, whatever time. Anyway, they know, the people that knows me, and I'm like, Lord mercy, they could have just texted me or something, but I got a phone call. Anyway, so not saying y'all can't call me. You can call me anytime, you know that. But I thought, oh my gosh, I can't even think straight. So who is calling me? Y'all, somebody reached out to me personally that I have not seen since I was a teenager. They went to my church. They were good friends with me, and their life took them over here, and they have, oh, let me just say, they're very successful, beautiful home, beautiful husband and children, just beautiful everything. And so I have not heard from them in years. And then, uh, like I said, I just so happened to see them while I was visiting a church 7, 8 years ago or something like that. So it's been that long since I've seen this person. And of course, I didn't go to school with them, but I knew them in school from church. Um, and so they went to a different school. They were just successful. They're beautiful. They're intelligent. And I knew that they had a successful career. They were just, career driven. And I thought, they're calling me after all this time. You have that wonder, oh, wow, and it just tickled me. And I said hello, and they said hello, and they said, I want to talk to you about something. And I was like, okay. And they said, I need you to make this anonymous uh, you know, because they don't want to be made fun of. And I said, absolutely. And I am. And tonight I will make an anonymous um, until they get ready to come forward and tell you themselves how this all happened. I did say I would do a live show tonight and explain exactly what happened without using names and without telling you exactly who turned in the report to me. But I felt so honored, and I'll tell you why. Y'all know I don't have but 664 subscribers. And other channels have hundreds of thousands and stuff like that. So I was like, oh my gosh, they reached out to me. How cool is that? And I just thought, Lord, thank you. So, anyways, the next thing I know, thank you, David, for spreading the word. Spread it in your own ear there, bud. Anyways, okay. And love you. Love every one of y'all. You know I do. And so they told me how it all started. Okay. Their mother in law every morning goes to Jack's. Every morning. Now, I know what you're thinking, Lanita. Just hang on. Because as soon as they said the word Jack's, Lanita popped in my head. So here I'm putting all these puzzles together. Anyway, so they said that their mother in law goes to Jack's every morning and gets breakfast. And they sit there and eat their breakfast, right? Well, Jack's is located right on Coosa River, right there on Rainbow Drive in Gadsden. You know, it's not downtown Rainbow City now. It's back this area near the mall, which is right there in Gadsden on Rainbow Drive. So here they are at Jack's eating their breakfast. Their mother in law, reputable woman, successful woman, she's eating her breakfast, and all of a sudden she looks and says, what is that? And she sees this thing's long arms, and it's doing something right there at the water. And, there's I forget what they call it. One of y'all fellers might have to help me out with this, but it's an area right there like a look, it's not an island. it's right on the side of the water, and it's got gravel and mud and dirt. You have to have a boat to get out there, but it is a place for you to walk next to the water. But anyways, and she says, "What in the world is that?" What when it started moving and it started, standing up, and its arms was long and it was completely covered with hair, and she just went into complete shock. So she called her son. Her son called my friend that I have not seen in years. And he said, "You're going to have to talk to my mama. You're going to have to talk to her. Maybe you can settle her down, just see if you can't, find out what's wrong with her. She's having a fit or something." Anyways, um, so she went in there and got her story. And she told her, she said, "I even called a man in the parking lot of Jack's over there and said, do you not see that right there? Do you see what I'm seeing?" And he said, "Yeah, that's a Bigfoot." And this happened right across the way from Jack's. Jack's, the water at Coosa River, and the landing place they were on, which you can get to by boat. And after that, it's completely woods. So, y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all that uh, I'm not making this stuff up. She would not give me, of course, permission to say the names yet. They're just not. They're successful people. They just are not ready to reveal their names. And I told her, I said, "I'm telling this story tonight to tell the location that these things are even living in Gadsden, Alabama, right there on the Coosa River." And so it was so funny that my aunt had her 90th birthday at Top of the River. And I was sitting there and I thought, what in the world? Because I'm taking pictures of what felt like hundreds of kinfolks. And I'm like, see, and I'm taking pictures and I'm like, what in the world? Because you can see out the windows onto the water and in the woods, because Top of the River sits right there on the Coosa River. And I thought, Lord of mercy, it sure looks like something's up there in them trees, just sitting there in them trees looking, but then again, you dismiss it because you just think, Lord of mercy, Well, Top of the River is located how close? Y'all know, anybody from Etowah County knows Top of the River is located several hundred feet on the same side of the road as Jack's. But I don't, like I said, I just knew I took pictures of kinfolks, and I was taking pictures of the windows while I took pictures of kinfolks, and so well, Lanita, don't mind me telling you that she told me about her Jack's incident with the Bigfoot up there, that Bigfoot or near the Jack's where she lives. And of course that's been forever ago when Lanita told me that. And I have to, with my blonde hair and all, have to say, okay, so does that mean there's something about them wanting to come around food dumpsters that restaurants are just throwing food in? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not just the water and things that they're going near the water to eat, but are they going and getting in those dumpsters? You know what I'm saying? Near these restaurants. So tell me, people, how silly does this sound? That's exactly why she don't want her name brought up right now. So y'all tell me what you think. Big B, did they get any footage? It was her mother-in-law, and she was, like they said, I think she said 68 at the time, and so she's still not wanting to tell nobody. So the daughter-in-law called and told me that I have not seen in years, and I thought that was really cool of her, and I appreciate her trusting me to do that. She's speaking with the mother-in-law in the next couple of days to ask the mother-in-law, will she come forward and give me a one-on-one interview? So that's where we are now. Cross your fingers. So, YouTube police, what is up, doll? How you doing? Oh my goodness, I love all these names and all these people. So that's where we're at, y'all. What do you think? What do you think? I think it's going to be awesome if she agrees. Let's see. Just here at work. Well, listen, we're wishing you a good night at work. and I try to pop in and say hello. This is my friend, y'all. He is Belt Luke 29, and I don't mind telling you. So when y'all got time, check out Belt Luke 29 because he's pretty awesome. And then we have, of course, David Blaylock. I don't know if he pronounces it Blaylock or Blaylock, but I like Blaylock. It's just, it makes me sound fancy. Anyways, but no, check out David Blaylock on they have their own show, and that's Old Line Cryptids. Am I right? I hope I ain't got the wrong show because that's what I've been relating to you when I tune in. David, tell me I ain't got the wrong show. Listen, that sounds credible to me. I've heard a lot of Bigfoot stories, and they show up all over. Um, but now I had already told y'all that I found those humongous logs that men couldn't have picked up, and that somebody was putting them in different directions on top of the other one. That was alone in Gadsden, Alabama, on the same road as a church. And so it's just, like I said, I think they're spread out. I think that, they may not be in every city, but I think they are spread out and they do travel and they certainly are breeding. So we know that. Um, let's see. Y'all, yeah, say hello to Beltlip 29. And David, make sure I got the right channel when I told them Old Line Cryptids. That is your channel, right? I hope he said, yeah. Let's see, be right back. But yeah, so that's where we are on the having a one-on-one interview. I'm waiting for a call back from Anita Collier. I've checked with her. I've checked with Flat Rock, and I'm hoping to hear back from them. And so if you have had a sighting or you want to come on and tell me your testimonial, of course, I will be glad to have you on. And if it would make you feel better, uh, you could, I don't know, you don't, I mean, if you don't want your face exposed or something like that, we can always try to work around that. But this being my first computer at 54 years old, Tex from Texas Front Porch is helping me with my computer, with my shows, to see if he can work with me and teach me about computers. And this is my y'all first one-on-one live on my computer. Now, keep in mind, I had one-on-one lives before on my phone, and I've done interviews on my new computer, but Tex has been there to help me. So y'all just keep on bringing in. Listen, he is a big help, Mickey G. He is. Um, Pat Garrett, I would love for you to come on my show. Let me write it down because y'all know I'm always going to forget. CWLENAGARRETT at gmail.com. It's going to be backwards, people. Do the best you can do. I just said it out loud. And this ain't a magic marker. Hold on, wrong way. I always do that. I always go the wrong way. Take a screenshot. It's backwards. Maybe your screenshot will read the way it's supposed to. But anyways, but yeah, please email me CWLENAGARRETT at gmail.com. When it comes to interviews, I like to keep them light. I like to ask questions, but I also don't want anybody to feel like anybody's being pressured. I would appreciate people coming on. I would love to have you on. Pat Garrett, absolutely love to have you on. Um, but if you want to come on, I will have you on in a heartbeat. But what I want you to know is it's very important when people come on your show to give to tell you what happened, to go into details and tell you what happened. Uh, be careful if you have your own show because a lot of times you can put a little too much pressure and it's already stressful telling about something so traumatic. You know what I mean? Be careful if you have your own show and you're asking people some questions. But listen, I promise to be gentle and kind and I won't pressure you at all. It'll be an uplifting and a light interview. Make it matter of fact, we won't even call it an interview. We'll call it a discussion and a testimonial. And so I'm fixing to cut this short. But do you realize how much that I appreciate you, wonderful people? Oh, let's see. I heard you on Sasquatch Chronicles. I knew you were nervous, but you did just fine. I was scared to death. And Pat, uh, let's see, today, yeah, this past Sunday, let's see, this past, I think it was Monday. I don't think it was Sunday. This past Monday, I did an interview with Bigfoot Society. And so Sasquatch Theory hadn't come out yet. And Miguel's going to put that out in the next month or two. And then Bigfoot Society did an interview, and that'll be in that, by March. They said by the end of March. So they like to edit and all that stuff if there's any background noises. And so, but Pat, please, y'all, everybody that has a testimonial, people need to hear the truth. Like I said, my sisters, their husbands, I'd like to know my nieces and nephews are protected when they're out there in the woods camping and hunting and all these things. And the more that you tell what happened to you, the more people eyes are open. And if they're not, karma. Karma usually has a way, like it did me, of teaching people to hush their mouths, keep their mouth shut. What do they say? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Well, let me just tell you, I have learned to absolutely I love everybody. I'm staying out of everybody's mess. So I try to stay stationary because I just want to keep loving everybody. And if it was up to me, this world would have just everybody loving each other, and there would be no chaos. So, y'all, please don't judge others until you talk to that person yourself, and just go straight to the horse's mouth, okay? And that way you can go to that person personally and see if there was any indiscretion in speaking about anything that you didn't agree with. And so always keep a smile on your face as long as we've got a chance to do it. I love you guys so much. Don't forget, Daniel Benoit. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Daniel Benoit will be with us Sunday night at 7 for a interview testimonial, a discussion. So thank y'all so much. Love you guys so much. So everybody that's telling me they'll do an interview, y'all make sure and come on and email me, and I'll put you on the schedule. I love you so much, every one of you. Salute, Pat. Salute to you, David.